All right, a little bit more. Who moved the picture? Who moved the photograph? I want to go where there's a piano that had a photograph on it, and the photograph was moved. She's being adamant about this.
Is it a picture or is it a painting?
I get picture. All right, she doesn't say photograph, she doesn't say painting, she says picture. And it was a picture that couldn't be looked at. All right, and I feel as though there must have been a piano or some musical instrument nearby, because she gives me the feeling of music.
There was a painting. It was a painting that my dad never liked, and he made my mum take off the wall, and it was up the loft for many, many years, until I once came to Israel and I actually dreamt about it and made my dad bring it down, and I've got it now in England. It's been framed and it's hanging on the wall in my lounge, not far from the piano.
Yoki, why is Mum talking to me about breakdown? Would you understand that towards the end of Mum's life, you know, like I'm not saying that she like lost her marbles, but what I'm saying is that she had like a physical and mental breakdown towards the end of her life. It's like you'd understand about her being like a changed woman at the end, you know, at the end of her earthly life.
When Colin mentioned about my mum changing, becoming a different person, I wasn't there to see it, but from what I hear, she actually did. She was very ill, she lost a lot of weight, and she just wasn't the same woman.
All right, my love, come on, try and give me the feeling of it. She's putting this expression into my mind, a shot from the dark. Right, as if someone being knocked down or struck down, and then again she just gives me this feeling of like this internal explosion. I'm going to have to take a guess here, and if I don't like doing this, but I'm going to have to take a guess here, and if I get the guess right, then, you know, we can push on from there. Was somebody shot?
Yeah.
Right. Because she's giving me a shot from the dark. All right, and just like there was just like this explosion inside. All right.
My mum was in a lot of pain. She was a big woman, and she was half the size of herself after a month of illness. That doctor wouldn't come, and the next day she just couldn't take it anymore, and she shot herself.
She gave me the feeling that she wants to finish off now, and she's going back to the shooting, all right, the passing because of the shooting. Is there some sort of investigation or inquiry still going on over this?
No.
That's all come to an end. So who is it that won't let the matter rest? It's almost as if she's trying to say to me, there is someone still outside of life that feels as though justice has not been done. Is it you that feels that justice has not been done? All right, let the matter rest. Right, move on. All right. Because, all right, my love, she's saying it again, everyone is at peace here. All right, and just let the matter rest, move on now. It's time to start looking at the picture again. It's time to start looking at the picture again. And that's it. Cut. Alright. Okay. Yeah. You're welcome.
She's crying. In the Jewish religion, they say that a person that committed suicide, the soul is never at rest, it's always wandering, and I was really worried about that. I was hoping she's at peace, really, and Colin said that she was. I hope she is, and I feel quite confident now that she is.
The production team took this tape to Living TV and waited for an answer.
With some great relief, I viewed the tape. We had already seen a fill of great magicians and showmen, and what I was looking for was somebody more convincing than that, somebody that had a more quiet authority that would work well within the television medium.
There was a moment in this meeting where I was about to say, stop the tape, I'm sorry, this isn't for us. And for some reason we persevered with it, and I'm pleased we did, because when we got to the story of Yoki, which was the most spellbinding, powerful story that I can remember ever seeing on a pilot's tape for any programme I've ever looked at, it was just extraordinary. We knew that we'd found our man.
Phase now where we've made a pilot of Colin in action, and have handed the tape into the office at Living TV, and essentially are waiting for a slot to become available. And we get a phone call and saying, yep, they love the tape and they'd like us to make a series.
With a commission confirmed, the real work could now get underway. A small army of researchers, audience coordinators, location finders and technical staff was set the task of putting a 20-part series on the air in just 3 months.
I was very much aware of the production, and what the production team were doing, to get Sixth Sense on the air. I tried to keep an interest in, everything that was happening, the title sequences, getting people in to do the title sequences, musicians to compose the intro and the outro music, just everything, the set, the design of the set. Often when you see all these credits going up at the end of a television programme, you think, well, what do all those people do? Well, I haven't been involved in it now, I know exactly what they all do.
Okay, it's Michelle Foster, with 1 L.
I don't have any expectations at all. I don't have any expectations. I'm not going to expect anything to happen at all out of the ordinary.
That was something people could perceive of me at that time in my life. So you've got the cat's ass on video. And Fakira, you silly boy. And he has to have some of the limelight as well.
I like my mum to come through. I like my dad to come through, but I really, really want my mum to come through and just know she's okay and she's well and she's with all her family.
The first recording session took place in a disused warehouse in the Docklands on Monday, the 15th of April 2002.
So you've got quite a good idea of what's going to be happening today.
The first step for Colin, though, was to convince the crew.
I think in the making of Sixth Sense, of all the programmes we've been involved in, this was certainly a programme that captured the crew's imagination and whilst looking at everything technically became quite involved in the stories that were unfolded on the screen. The crew were extremely cynical for the first 2 or 3 days of filming, but after 10 days on set they became totally convinced.
But being in a TV studio for the very first time did have its drawbacks for Colin. Not everything went exactly to plan.
Hello, welcome to the Sixth Sense. I'm doing my best. Oh, shut him up. You're doing things in a very funny way with me today. Come on. I can't use words like that. All right, okay. It's bad to be dressed as well. Darling, I need you to talk to me afterwards. I feel I have something I have to say to you that I can't say in public. I need you to speak to me afterwards.
Yeah, fine.
All right,
Yep.
okay. I will have to use my own words for that. I can't use those type of words. All right.